Now call to order the North Carolina Capital Facilities Finance Agency meeting, July 7th, 2026. Please call the roll, Cindy.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Aiken, Assistant General Counsel. We will start with Auditor Bolick.
Here.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, I'm wanting a fantastic retirement. I saw the sign out there. That's awesome. Treasurer.
The auditor's in the room. Is Miss Arnold? Absent.
She emailed us.
Okay. Sorry, absent. Ms. Parker here is present in the room. Mr. Bowen. Okay, we'll come back. I see Mr. Bowers. Mr. Bowers, if you unmute your microphone. It's a shout out.
Here.
Thank you, participating virtually. And Mr. McLaughlin. Same.
Present,
There.
thank you.
Yes, perfect. Thank you. Also virtual and Treasurer Briner.
Here.
In the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in attendance. That's a quorum. Mr. Bowen, nothing yet. Okay, we'll say absent. All right, the staff present today. Jennifer Wimmer, Secretary Treasurer of the agency, and Melissa Dearman, Assistant Secretary, Deputy Secretary Treasurer, and Denise Candace, Secretary of the LGC, and Kelsey Carmichael, also on staff. All right. Just a few housekeeping items. Excuse me. The meeting is being recorded and will be made available to the public pursuant to the Department of State Treasurer's recording of public meetings policy. We ask that everyone speaking today, please identify yourself when you speak. Those who are virtual, please try to mute yourself if you are not speaking. The agenda is posted on our website, www.nctreasurer.gov, at the agency's page. If there are any changes to the agenda, that will be announced during this meeting. We will take all your votes by roll call. Without objection, the motions and seconds will be considered as a yes vote unless the member indicates that you want to change that during the roll call vote. Microphones are sensitive in this room, so I will try to not rustle my papers unnecessarily. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Cindy. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the toast of North Carolina?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of North Carolina and pledge to the oath of our state, love, loyalty, and faith.
Thank you, everybody. Now read the conflict of interest statement. Please take a moment to review the agenda. Agency members are reminded of your duty to avoid conflicts of interest. Does any member have an actual or potential conflict of interest with respect to any matter on the agenda? Hearing none. In your packet were the June 9th, 2026 minutes. I need a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Parker. Is there a second?
Second.
Auditor Boyd, second. Is there any discussion or questions on the minutes? Hearing none. Oh, go ahead. You're good? Okay, let's call the roll, please.
All right, that's June minutes. Motion Parker, second Bolick.
Yeah, he's actually trying.
Mr. Bowers, you're first up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. McLaughlin
Yes,
and Treasurer Briner.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. Thank you.
We'll move over to attachment E, debt approvals, and I'll hand it over to Jennifer.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We have one unit that is coming for approval. It's Liberty Prep Christian Academy. They are wanting to issue $10.5 million, and that is to refund some outstanding taxable debt as well as construct some new classrooms and cafeteria space, lab space, and replace a modular classroom. This will be a private placement with United Community Public Financing Incorporated, and it has two series. One with the for 24 months interest only during construction, 20 years principal and interest, and then the second for 5 years, which would be the refinancing. So the terms are listed, and if there are any questions that haven't already been brought up, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any members have questions on the matter? Mr. Bowers?
I have a question. Joe McLaughlin has a question, yeah. It's a Christian school and it's good to see them participating in the program. The one question I had was, does the school allow and enroll non-Christians?
The type of information that we ask from all of these participating schools is that yes, they have a policy that they admit whoever, applies, regardless of their background, and the classrooms would not be used for any religious classes. So that's one of the things that the agency has a long-term view of, having that distinction, that the whoever is coming for that debt would have open classes for everyone.
And that's the assumption I'll take into it. Our charter requires us to not assist an entity that discriminates on the basis of many things, including faith. And so in the absence of having additional information, I'm going to assume that they do allow non-Christians to enroll.
That is our understanding, yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Bowers, did you have a question? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My first question is on the amount of the project being adequate and not excessive. There's $7.5 million worth of new money being done. And I was wondering what the basis of that estimate was, if there was a max price contract, and what contingency might be within that estimate or contract.
Okay, we have representatives on the line, but from the information that I know about, that some of this is already under construction and planning, so they would have some basis for those estimates, but they should be on the line to answer any specifics. Amy Weir,
the head administrator.
The folks from Liberty Preparatory online?
Yes, I just got promoted to panelist, so I could answer. Yes, we do have contracts in place for all of that, with contingency plans included in that 7.5 million for new construction. We have all of that in place.
I have follow-up for clarification. Is there a guaranteed maximum price that's been negotiated? And a follow-up, could you tell us the contingency percentage for both the contractor and the owner?
I don't have the contract in front of me with the exact percentages, but the project for the cafeteria is under $6 million, and there's another addition that's another $800,000. So we're well within our budget of the project.
We don't know if it's a guaranteed maximum or.
We do have a guaranteed maximum.
Okay.
But the contingencies are included in that guaranteed maximum.
Are the owners
Again,
carrying separate contingency or just the one that's in the GMP?
It's in the GMP.
Okay, so
And
thank you.
Mr. Bowers, this is Matt Davis, bond counsel, and it's a drawdown loan, so they will not take out more than they need.
I understand. I'm just trying to find out the basis for the cost estimate, which is essential. The second question I have deals with the feasibility and, from looking at your financials, you have something like $4 million cash in investments besides your normal yearly income. But I am curious as to what, the first five years is where there's some pressure as far as coverage might be. Certainly it drops off after 2031. But I'm wondering what income available for debt service is and what the coverage the bank thought they saw. And I think you're a very strong school. I think you have, if I were to guess your income available for debt service, I'm gonna guess it's more than $1 million a year. I don't know that, but I know you have 700,000 revenues exceeding expenses before depreciation and interest. So it's not a matter of me thinking you can't do it. It's me thinking, what is the number for documentation? What was the income? What was the coverage that you think you had, that you see in this financing?
Is that directed to me?
You are the school or the banker, whomever can actually answer it.
So I guess Amy, and this is Matt Davis. Amy, I guess beyond debt service, what is your expected cushion after paying debt service each year?
Beyond debt service, we have funds in the bank to be able to cover the first 5 years of payments, but we're also in the process of doing capital campaigns, and we have donors that are also providing that. So we have an additional income coming in through donors as well as through tuition that's set aside to cover that debt.
Mr. Bowers, I apologize. We're not in a position to put a number on it.
Well,
not because we don't have the information, but just because we haven't done the math before this.
Just taking a guess at it, you have the cushion to cover it, and I just like to see the documentation where you've thought through the process on any borrowing. But I think you're a very strong school.
Is
I have
this-
I have an additional question.
Please.
Joel McLaughlin, can someone speak to how important the opportunity scholarships are to the revenue stream of the school? Are they critical, or could you do without them? And what would the impact be if there was a reduction in that program?
That's a great question. We operated for many years without the opportunity scholarship for most of our students. We do have a large portion of our community that does use the opportunity scholarship, and I believe it would affect our lower income students if that were to go away. I do not believe it would affect our mid-range to higher income students.
Thank you.
Please.
I have one question, and I'm not, well, it's probably more than one. In looking at school growth, the information that's been shared is enrollment is currently a little under capacity, not much, very close. But there's an addition of about 10,000 square feet, which is about 20% more than what's there now. We've seen some other schools with very robust waiting lists. This one's a little thinner. I'm just wondering, if you're adding 20% with a very small potential for increase year over year, what sort of increased enrollment do you expect as these facilities are put in place?
This expansion is not to increase our enrollment. This expansion is because we do not have a lunchroom for our students. And so our students either eat lunch outside or they eat lunch in a very cramped space in our lobby when the weather is not conducive to eating outside. So it's really just to provide facilities for our students, which was planned from when we moved to this particular location previously in 2020. So this was a planned expansion within 5 to 7 years of when we first moved here. So we knew that this wasn't going to necessarily, our goal is not to necessarily increase enrollment, it's just to provide better opportunities for our students that are here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think my concern is with the addition of 20% of the square footage, maintenance costs, utility costs, things that come with any additional staff needs for these new classrooms. If there's not anticipated additional enrollment and the income's fairly flat, is there sufficient funding stream to cover this going forward? And I think the real question, and I mentioned to staff just briefly, is there a window by which we'd like to see that? Do we have any sort of metric on how we might think about that going forward to be sure that we're setting these folks up for success, aside from the funding savings on interest? Are we putting them in a position to thrive? If their debt service is covered for 5 years and it's not triggering an expansion, then what?
It all has been actually, all of those things have been put into our budget to make sure that we could cover costs and make sure that we can continue to do that. And actually doing the bond, the way that it's set up to have the additional or the first payment within the first 5 years and then beyond that, it really just works right into what we've already been paying for our debt service. So it's a really good opportunity for us to do this without putting us in a negative situation.
I appreciate that. And I understand that. And I think what I'm trying to get at is you're set up to succeed and survive. What should we look at to try to encourage thriving? If that makes sense. But you've addressed all my questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ms. Parker. So on our side, when we review each of these transactions, we ask for a projection, but like anything, you can only project out so far before it becomes irrelevant. However, some of the loan document, all of the loan documents provide for the entity to provide us with their annual financial statements. So we do look at year over year and we can see, out on those outer years after the projections, let's just say 5 years from now, that we can see. And there's been some entities that have come to the agency in several years past that, we have had some outreach, or the bank has had some outreach for us because of the conduit structure. And we have gotten some additional information from those units to, if something comes up in the future, of how that they are going to increase their revenues, or, nothing has defaulted.
Right.
And we are involved in a way to get information to make sure that, we have the best information we can.
Understood. Thank you.
Mr. Bowers,
But
I'd just like to follow up on that. It's always important for the entity borrowing to have thought through what they're doing, and it's very common to see those projections, just so that you have the comfort that it's well thought through. And I'd like to see that in the agenda, in the LGC staff analysis, not just saying they can do it, but some projection of how they're going to do it, what the cushion is, whether it's debt service coverage or it's income available for debt service plus cash, which you can readily see in this case. But it's essential that they thrive from the obligation they're taking under.
it certainly is essential. I guess I struggle with what you've just said and the discretion that we should give to our staff and to the bank who is making the loan, right? We're we're kind of the fourth stop in approving debt. The entity itself has to think it's a good idea. They may be overconfident. The bank itself has to think it's a good idea to lend it to them. They will not be overconfident. Staff spends a lot of time on these things. And not that we should defer to all those folks, but we should be cognizant that they have all happened.
Right.
And we shouldn't be duplicative of all that effort. We should be overseeing all that effort. So there's a tension there of getting kind of too far in the staff's job that I'm very conscious of in this conversation. We can have those conversations maybe in longer form offline. I just want to make sure that the agency sticks to what we need to be doing and we respect our staff in the way that I think we should. Any other questions?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Mr. Buckner. Is there a second?
Second.
Auditor, second. Please call the roll.
Okay, so for Liberty Preparatory Christian Academy, McLaughlin and.
Aye.
Oh, well, sorry, I was repeating your motion. Ms. Parker? Aye. Thank you, Mr. McLaughlin. Mr. Bowers? You need to unmute yourself. Oh, I see a wave of a hand. Did you want to unmute yourself? And
Approve.
thank you, sir. And Treasurer Briner?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. That concludes the formal part of the agenda. Are there any other items that people want to bring up? Here. Okay, hearing none, I would like a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Auditor, is there a second?
Second.
Ms. Parker, thank you. We'll do that by voice. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you.